Okay, there we go. It is 5:01, so welcome to the August 6th Board of Zoning Appeals meeting. We'll start out with the opening statements. We are scheduled to have five board members present tonight. I know one is stuck in traffic, and hopefully the fourth will arrive here to get started, but we thank you for your patience. So with that, Mr. Chair, Kelvin Hugie stepping in tonight for Joel Adrian, so we thank you, Kelvin.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is the August 6th, 2025 meeting of the City of Charleston Board of Zoning Appeals, Site and Design. Present are George Scheidmuller, excuse me, Jeff Webb, myself, Kelvin Hugie. Present from the staff are Eric Schultz, Eliana Upperfer, and Matt Sable. Sorry about that.
Okay.
These proceedings are being recorded, and we ask that those who speak identify themselves for the record. We will conduct this meeting in usual fashion. We will first receive information from the city staff about the application and their recommendation. If the recommendation is favorable and no one objects to the application, the matter is considered uncontested. The board reserves the right to ask questions of staff, applicant, or others in attendance prior to rendering a decision. If, however, the city recommends against the application or there's opposition to the application, we treat the application as contested and hear from the applicant and anyone else who is in favor of the application. Next, we will hear from anyone opposed, followed by a short rebuttal from the applicant. We then close the public hearing portion of the meeting for the particular application and open discussion to the Board of Zoning Appeal members only. We will then make a decision to approve with conditions, deny, or defer the application. The Board of Zoning Appeals Site and Design has the authority to do three things. One, hear appeals to decisions of the zoning administrator. Two, grant special exemptions, the fact-finding function of the board. And three, grant variances to the zoning ordinance. If the application meets the hardship test outlined in section 54-924 of the ordinance, the board may deliberate and make a final decision on a matter by a majority vote of the members present at the hearing and equal to the vote, and qualified to vote, provided that not less than a quorum are present and qualified to vote. For a variance to be granted, the Board of Zoning Appeals must make the following findings. One, that there are extraordinary and exceptional conditions pertaining to the particular piece of property. These conditions do not generally apply to other properties in the vicinity. Because of these conditions, the application of the ordinance to the particular piece of property would effectively prohibit or unreasonably restrict the utilization of the property. And finally, the authorization of the variance will not be of substantial detriment to the adjacent property or to the public good, and the character of the district will not be harmed by granting of the variance. And also attending is Ms. Lucy Ravenel. The first two agenda items we are skipping because we do not have sufficient members to vote to approve the agendas in July 2nd or May 7th. We have one case to be heard tonight. The case involves 551 Shem Butler Court, Shimling Plantation, PMS number 358-1400048. It is zoned PUD, City Council District 10. It is a request for a variance from section 54-327 to allow the removal of one grand tree. The owner is Dan B. and Pamela H. Horton. The applicant is Titan PMC LLC.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We're taking a trip out to West Ashley to Shivling Plantation, which is on the upper side of Highway 61. This is the application submitted by Titan PMC LLC, requesting a variance to remove one grand tree. This is their write-up explaining how they feel they meet the hardship test. In this case, it's a grand southern magnolia tree. This is just the zoning map. It's kind of faint, but interesting enough, this is almost considered a corner lot. There's a small cul-de-sac that terminates right adjacent to the lot. And then it does carry an address of 551 Shem Butler Court. The house will be oriented toward Shem Butler Court. This is an aerial Google shot of just how that cul-de-sac terminates adjacent to the lot. And the lot today is fully wooded. It's probably one of the last remaining lots to be built upon in the Shibboleth Plantation neighborhood. This is a view from Shem Butler looking straight into the lot. Again, the magnolia tree is center and forward. It's just a few feet beyond where the interface between the manicured lawn and the underbrush and trees exist. This is the tree survey indicating the existing trees. They surveyed all trees. There may be some HOA restricted covenants that they have to abide by, but the city only has jurisdiction over the brand tree. Again, this is more so of and what we're dealing with, again, it's up front. It's a 1316 Southern Magnolia. This is the house. They are, I guess there is a co-owned grand tree, a 36-inch oak on the common property line, and you can see that they kind of notched out that protection zone. And obviously the house is oriented toward Shem Butler. The garage and drive will be off of Rhett Butler, which is a very good thing in respect to that boundary tree oak. But as you can see, the required setbacks, rear and the front and sides are shown there, and the trees basically in the front of the house. Again, just highlighting the location of the tree. This is the house elevations. It's very typical of a house in Shibboleth Plantation, although it is unique in the sense that it does have the side street for the driveway and garage door opening. As you can see, this is a double leader, a double stemmed, if you will, Southern Magnolia. It's joined physically and visibly above existing grade, just due to the nature of competing. This tree at the time of the subdivision, which dates back, gosh, this was a plan unit development back to the early 2000s. It actually was interesting. I don't want to get off on a tangent, but it actually saved an incredible alley of live oak at the entrance. I think if nothing happened to this property, those trees were in jeopardy of just being engulfed in vines, but the entrance is very handsome and beautiful. This tree might have not been grand some 20 years ago. So it's just grown in competition with other surrounding trees. It measures up 1316. Jerry Benoit, or actually, I'm sorry, Andrew Hargett, who is a associate with Jerry Benoit, wrote up this report about the Southern Magnolia codominant tree. You know, the angle of the codominant leads the angle's quite concerning. Included bark probably or at the union of those two stems. These are the city shots. Again, you can see that bark ridge, if you will, that rough bark. That's where, as the tree puts on more girth, that bark gets sandwiched between the two stems and creates that like little rough union there, if you will. And then midway up, you can see how they start to bow and oppose one another, and then the upper crown. So the city feels that it meets the hardship test in that, you know, it's a single family lot, wooded. Unfortunately, this tree is kind of centered forward. And I think it would restrict the reasonable use of the property. So therefore, staff recommends approval with the condition to plant 29 caliber inches. That's the Southern Magnolia is a category 1 tree. So it's 100% of the DBH inches lost, but we're going to ask that it be in the form of 2.5 inch caliber trees on the lot. I feel they can find homes for 2 trees and then make a monetary contribution to the city street tree program in the form of 2 trees in the amount of $590 and must provide a landscape plan for the single-family house review and approval process.
Any questions of staff? The applicant, please come forward.
You have nothing to add to the.
I'm Charles Hudson. I'm the architect for the project. I'm representing Pam and Dan Horton. Interesting fun fact, they're my neighbors, so I'm looking at the garage. I think Eric, you and I worked.
Yes.
We've known each other for years, working this property. The reason why I placed the house that way, one is just to save the live oak in the back was our main reason, but I don't have any additional comments. I think the Hortons would be happy to contribute with the conditions that are met.
Is there anyone else to speak in favor of this application?
Yes.
And we did not receive any written comments, Mr. Chair.
Board members. Time for a motion.
I think it seems pretty straightforward. Neighbors in favor. I would move to approve of staff recommendations. Unless there's any discussion.
I don't have any, I'll second that.
All those in favor?
I in favor.
Raise your hand. I in favor. It's unanimous. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Very good.
This is with Titan, they would get the form to write the checkout to.
Yes, I'll handle all the paperwork following. We have a 5-day appeal period,
Okay.
but after that,
portal.
what's that?
You got from the portal? Will it be in the portal?
So what we do there is because zoning doesn't necessarily have a means to create that specific invoice, we'll ask you to just write the check out to the city of Charleston with the street tree program written on the memo line. You'll submit that to myself. We'll transfer it to revenues and collections. They'll create an invoice and then also let parks know as to where they should hopefully plant trees in the vicinity.
Okay.
Okay.
With the landscape plan, I think I have an L1 on there, but I just need to revise that for Titan to show the 2 additional trees.
Please, yes, 2 trees, 2.5 inch, and state the species.
Okay.
And then obviously the location, and we'll include that in the single family plan review process. Check that box and the reviewers will approve the house plan if everything else meets requirement.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll do the fastest one I need.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
All right, let me call Deandra. She's probably on the bridge. But I just didn't know, right?
You should keep these meeting minutes for next time, because I don't want you to kill the trees.
I know. But we have to have the members present that.
Yeah.
Yeah.